Hi everyone and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast. I'm Daz. I've got one of my good mates who has come back in town from Colombia. He's been there for a while and he's also been Vietnam, right? Korea?
Yeah, so I married a Colombian woman.
Yeah, he did.
In Colombia. And then we went and traversed most of Southeast Asia on our honeymoon. We're just waiting out the immigration process of the United States. It's just...
As you do.
It's its own... Yeah. Those that know, know. Those that don't know, like... We don't like foreigners in our country. We don't like people that come... Yeah, it's like... it takes a minute. You have to prove yourself.
Prove yourself.
For the worst bit of that, yeah.
Sure. America's based on foreigners.
Yeah, it's like
everywhere is based on foreigners. So
of course.
All good. But I'm Daz. This is Justin, by the way, and we're going to talk about
step on up,
like the trainers. We're going to talk about the 3-0 win today against Notts Forest. A clean sheet, finally a clean sheet, which is always good, right?
Of course it is.
It's been a while.
I mean, has it though? Like, I feel like Allison. I feel like he just. Has it really been that many? I feel like he's kind of up there with the clean sheets. Is he not? Like, it just feels like that because he's immense. I guess it's like. I feel like if we can let one in and it doesn't matter.
Not this season. Clean sheet wise, I think we've only got 1 or 2 clean sheets. But the game, it's the expected first 11 that I thought it would be. Apart from Luis Diaz, with the ongoing situation that happened to him and his family, but apart from that, it was the first 11 that I would have thought. Jota getting a nod, obviously with Luis being out, but Nunes starting, Mo in up front, and I'm really liking this midfield. Gravenberch, Maka and Szoboszlai. Like, it's the midfield I think we've been yearning for. Non-stop, like, going that we missed last season.
It just feels like they are all very good at what they do, right? So it's not like anyone's super specialized. Like, the mix of talents that this midfield has, like our new revamped midfield for 4 players, like, and I'm gonna throw Indo in, like, just on the back end here, but like, it just feels like they're all so different and also special and all very much. It just takes another 6 matches together playing in any sort of rhythm, and this team will fly. I mean, this is kind of unheard of. I mean, I've never seen a team revamp their whole midfield in a transfer window. I mean, when was the last time you saw anyone that was challenging 3 new midfielders this season over what you faced last season? Like, that just doesn't happen.
No, I haven't.
So these ingredients, like, it's just starting to come together. It will only get better. This is the beginning.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Szoboszlai hit the ground running, right? Maka is in a whole new territory of playing the number 6. Yeah. He's supposedly our defensive midfielder, which I kind of laugh about. He's not a defensive midfielder, he's an attacking midfielder, but he seems to be doing the job.
I mean, he played in a double pivot at Brighton, so I mean, it's not too far off what he's used to. And honestly, when Trent slots in there, it is a double pivot. Like, exactly. It's just that Trent is not Caicedo, but then Caicedo isn't Caicedo this season apparently. So long may that reign. But I mean, ultimately, like, it feels like what is required of our 6 is not required of our 6 these days.
No, like, exactly. I think too many people are looking at that and going, he's not a defensive midfielder, why is he playing there? Klopp, we've seen last season, as you just said, we're playing a double pivot and Trent's getting this license to roam, and we saw when you give Maka space what he did today. he was on point with his passes.
Nah, he made his way into the box a couple of times in the first half. I saw, like, for sure. I mean, we're watching the match at the pub, right? I mean, watching the match at the pub is not watching it naked eyes on your couch or whatever. It's different. So, I mean, I speak from what I feel almost during these matches like this. But it felt like he was more integrated into the box earlier on in the first half, like, and then Trent was more forced to the middle of the back. It almost felt like he was splitting our center halves at a certain point. Like the formation seemed a little different today in the beginning than it has been. It seemed more forward thinking, more progressive in a strange way. And maybe after going up, we reverted to type. But it was again, like, you know, I haven't watched it back, obviously.
Still at the pub.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that's what it felt like, you know, like it felt a little strange in the first half, but we dealt with it. I mean, that was the idea, was to be different and to pose different problems. And I feel like that was done. And like seeing Maka get up into the final third, like, was, you know, it's something that we want as Reds fans, but at the same time, we have to be pragmatic. And I don't know, maybe like he did play in the double pivot for Brighton. Maybe that is his place. We want to see him further forward, but we have so many 8 types, like box to box, or like those dynamic midfielders instead of one-dimensional midfielders.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have so many options now. I mean, when Jones, this is the last match for him to be suspended. We've got Jones
unfairly.
coming back. Yeah, unfairly, definitely. But we've got him to come back as well. So, I mean, there's so many options with Thiago once he comes back, Pashesic comes back. I mean, the squad is as a whole is looking a lot better. I just thought from the first whistle, the first 15-20 minutes was shite. It just was. It was our normal Liverpool on a. It
was the final ball. I felt like it was really just in so many good positions, but the final touch ball, whatever you want to call it, was lacking. Like,
it was my first half player of the match was Jota. He was everywhere. He
just keeps it simple.
Yeah.
He just keeps it ticking. He keeps it simple, very direct, very like matter of fact, pragmatic. Like, he's a pragmatic player.
Oh yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah, thank
Bring
you.
on the foods. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Best pub food over here in Austin, Texas, by far. We're just going to look at it while we chat and
let it cool down.
We'll salivate while we're watching the beautiful crackle and the hiss of the deep fried fish.
Chef Darren going in on you.
Whoa. Haven't heard that in years. but back to the match. The goals. I mean, it does seem like a couple of hours ago. You know, watching the match, first 20-25 minutes, normal Liverpool, it just seemed, but then we went up a notch.
Yeah, it was back-to-back goals, you know, Jota, Nunes, bang bang, and then it just, I felt, you know, at the end of the half, it was just Forest where, like, you know, keeping on, but at that point for me, the match should be gone. We're 2-0 up. It should be done and dusted. I mean, we're at Anfield against Nottingham Forest. It should be, you know, like, it was everything was coming to fruition in those moments where that had been lacking in the first 20 or so.
Well, that's
so,
the
yeah,
thing,
it just felt good.
There's all that, you know, as we know from last season, there's always that little, like, devil in your ear going, if not Forest score before half time, different game, you know, obviously.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like Virgil is he's becoming
his mojo back.
The thing again, you know, it's like, even after all these international breaks, when I watched, like, the Netherlands, like, who was, like, just people slating him, like, in his country and stuff, you know, has Van Dijk lost pace? I mean, dude, you just don't come back from an injury like that immediately.
You're going to lose a bit of pace coming back from an ACL like that.
But it feels like he's regaining his belief.
Yeah,
And I'm believing him again. Like, that's fucking the most important. Like, I see, like, I feed off that belief or whatever.
You have
like,
to be. And
so he's got a mistake in him. Every defender does, and they should do. Like, it just is part of defending.
They're human beings. I think we've all said it before, and even Virgil said it.
He's responding.
People look at footballers as like robots. You know, like this superhuman being. There's mistakes in everyone in life. I just the last couple of games I've seen Virgil like play to the ability he can do. You know.
No, I think he's finding like. I mean, he's always been vice captain, but like now he is the captain of Liverpool Football Club. He is the captain of the Netherlands. Like it is time. Like it's at the latter part of his career. Like this is the time. Was your injury like? Did that ruin you, or are you gonna remake yourself now? Like, are you going to? Is this the second coming or whatever? Like I feel like Virgil, like he's stepping up. I mean, and Konate has all the tools to be the best defender in the world. He just needs to be. If that happens, if he's better than Van Dijk, we win everything all the time. Like
can you imagine, whatever career you're in, whether you're a chef, whether you're a plumber, if you're learning from the best, like you're learning from Virgil, you're only going to get better. He's
super young. He's just
reading of the game is getting better and better. I think we forget how young now this squad is. Last season we had an aging squad. We did. Now we have this young squad. They're all up for it.
Yeah, we switched it up. I mean, we've got 30 odds in our squad which need to be there, but everyone else is like 23 or less.
Yeah,
it feels that way. I mean, it's either young or old. I mean, it's like thinking of Indo as a 30-year-old. Like a 30-year-old player. What does he have to offer? He's 30.
Yeah,
he's the captain of Japan. He is like. Klopp gives everybody time. Like we're only just. I mean, the performance we're talking about today, but the performance for the Europa against Toulouse. Like for me, like Indo. I mean, he just has so much to offer. Like he is our new Milner. He's like he can step into those roles. But so like just going on and on. When we thought the midfield was the decline of our. Aspirations last year, it just kind of was. Everybody was so leggy and so over it, and now it's freshness and abundance.
Oh, it's lovely.
Brilliant to see.
It's lovely to watch this team progress the way they're doing. I mean, and again, you look at the league table. If it wasn't for the Spurs, like horrendous decisions,
they're on a miraculous run.
We would be up there. But today was it just confirmed to me where Liverpool really are as well as a team. Like maybe this time last year we would have struggled. But Forest offered nothing. It was that lump the ball up and see what the forward can do. And what we did is we knew what their game plan and we perfected. Not too much of a high line, but we perfected like Virgil, Konate, Trent. I thought defended really well today. Tsimikas did his job. There's a lot of ums and ahs about Tsimikas. Do I think he's an absolute great defender as a left back? No, I don't. Robbo all day. Every day for me.
Tsimikas is only young too. I mean, like he has the look of a boy that will grow. Like when I look at him, he just seems like, like big-eyed. Like he's still he's still like. I feel like he wants it more than anything, and like so I feel like I do feel like still that he is the left back of the future. I kind of do.
You think so?
It's only like maybe that's just me being like. Maybe it's because I don't watch a lot of left backs across Europe, but I feel like it is the confidence.
That's a big shout.
I think he will grow into that role. Like Robbo will only be around forever. Like he won't be around forever. And like I think
that's
he's settling down. Like Tsimikas, he feels like the boy. Like just watching the guys.
That's a massive shout, though. to say Tsimikas is our left back of the future. I don't.
I think he slots in. Like,
I just don't.
I guess it depends on what a left back even is in our current system, or like the future system. Like our left back is not what Robbo was for years now. Like it is not necessary anymore. Is he the current form? And I was like, no. Like in a 4-3-3, possibly he could be. So
what he did today, though, he did the basics.
He didn't get on my nerves. Like he didn't bother me.
That's always good.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
When not your own player gets on your nerves. I thought he did the job today. I thought our midfield was class. I thought Jota and Nunes and Salah just ran riot. It could have been more. It should have been more. 3-0 kind of, gives praise to how well Forest defended, I would say. Or is it more how we just didn't do the final pass? Because by half time, I thought it could have been 3-4-0 if we'd just done the right pass.
Yeah, of course. I'm interested in how the substitutions are made, because everything seems planned. Like nothing is because like, oh, you were doing bad. You were like, it's all about management. Like I feel like we are managing players like
much better than we have in a
squad that we have or whatever. It's like it wasn't that Gravenberch came off early because he was bad. Like no, he came off because you get 60 today. Like we've got games to play. Yeah. We've got every other fucking week, 2 games a week, and we want that until the end of the year. And so it is. Like the management of the squad, the squad, the depth that we have now, like all these things speak to it. Like I have the utmost trust in almost everybody. Like our depth is the best I've seen. Like, well, definitely in recent years. It just like when you come to the players, it's like, back, it's a little.
You even look at the bench today. It still had like Chambers on there. But it's still a strong bench, and like Klopp still brought on Gakpo, still brought on Elliott. That's a strong bench,
and I think those are planned. Like I don't think that's like I think it's.
Oh, of course not. I mean, playing Toulouse during midweek. We've also got Bournemouth coming up next Wednesday. In the League Cup. Yeah. So
everybody knows they're like this is when you're playing. Go out and show you're coming off on 60, so don't hold up at 35.
But I think every player is showing their worth. I mean, Elliott to me, he's still that young lad that wants to go in, 100% on tackles, maybe a bit too much. But when he comes on, he gives that energy. Gakpo as well. I mean, to be able to take off like Nunes and bring on players like Gakpo, take off Jota.
No, it's a treat.
It is a treat to watch. We're still the same Liverpool, off and on. Like I'm loving it. I mean, 3-0 today. It was an easy. It was an easy game.
Yeah, it's like it's a box of magic. Really is like. I mean, to me, it's the fact that we can bring on so many different forwards and mess it up like. The lines so much. So, I mean, our front, the 6 players you have to worry about, like in and around your attacking area. Like you do not relish the prospect of playing Liverpool right now. You just do not. Like there's no way that you would, because we bring off 2 when we bring on 2 that are just as good, and in different ways, and we will run you different ways. Like all those muscles you didn't stretch in the previous 65 minutes will be stretched in the last 30,
exactly. And people have to fear Liverpool, like they do, because again,
they should.
Jones comes back, Bajcetic's gonna come back, Thiago eventually will come back, Robbo's gonna come back. Again, we've got this squad that can challenge, and today showed me just. An easy game. It was an easy game to watch.
Yeah, we need to waltz
finally.
Yeah, finally.
Clean sheet is always good because defenders love a clean sheet. Alisson loves a clean sheet. It gives them confidence. obviously during midweek, we'll talk about this in a minute, is Bournemouth during the League Cup, which I'm sure we'll see changes again. Kelleher will go in at goalkeeper, Chambers probably at left back, Gomez and Matic will come in.
For midweek we make 9-10 changes, like if we can. I mean, hopefully Luis comes back and all as well. Lucho, to come back and work his socks off. It's like today was without our one of our starters. Really. I think Lucho is the first choice. So and I can only imagine. It's just going back to to bring it all back to that for one moment. It's just abhorrent. You never think about that. You never think about these things happening. What must this man be going through? He's got his payday, he's got his money, he's all good, but to be away from your family, the La Guaira, that, where he is from, Barrancas, or that area, it is not a close thing, to be in Liverpool, and then for him to be in Liverpool, and then for his family to still be there. That's. This day and age, it's just mental to, you're a footballer, you live and breathe football, and then you hear your family's being abducted. And was it for money? Was it political? All this stuff is supposed to come out in the wash. We're only, to me, what is news even, we'll wait and see what actually, who is this and that and the other, it's just, it's Colombia, it's my wife is Colombian, and I know a little bit about the country just through her eyes, and it is it's some things that we don't think about, as an American, as someone from the United States, the things that she had to go through in her childhood, to live through those eyes, I think this is a bit of Liverpool seeing what that, this boy is he's from a not great part of Colombia, and this just it brings it all home again. Football is not everything, it's
no, exactly.
The thing that it's the thing that he's a Liverpool football club player, but because of that his parents were targeted and made it's just wild to think about. What we think about of love and passion and what's a good day out for us brings fear to some parts of those that we love, which is it's just mad. Well, and hearts out to the Diaz family, and
we're hoping.
I don't know what's going on, and I hope everything becomes chill very soon.
We're hoping for the best. As for any Liverpool player, any human being, just sort this out. For man of the match, who'd you go with today?
It was just a very rounded performance. Because of the clean sheet. I want to go for the captain just because it's just, what is he doing back there? He's just marshalling things. We had 3 different scorers today, right? So so everyone in the front does their business, but it's only because of the back. So I'll give it to Verge because he needs to me let's big up the captain. It's time. He is our captain now. He's getting back to form. He's leading from the back. He's pushing people on. Allison is always my man of the match just because he's boss. But in front of him is Van Dijk. So I today I give it to Van Dijk.
You know what?
Ciao.
I'm gonna probably go with you as well. If Jota probably played up until 80 something minutes, I probably would have given it Jota just because he was all over the pitch today, and his goal and his contribution was spot on. But Virgil for me, just bossed that back line. He was a captain.
Never really got a sniff.
Performance today. I just get tired of the people saying Virgil's done. He's not the same player that when Pickford took him out. Obviously, when you get taken out like that and you have a season out and it's an ACL and it's a bad ACL, you don't come back the same player. But Virgil, to me, this season is showing why he's still one of the best defenders in the world.
It's just about his belief in himself again. Like, I mean, for me, it's just, I feel like he's growing into himself again. You know, like, he felt himself for, like, all those years leading up to coming to us and for the couple years preceding. And, yeah, the Pickford thing, like, it's a thing. Like, it will forever and, like, live long in the minds of Reds. Like, because it did affect us, you know.
Yeah.
And I think now he's maybe having more belief. Like I said, it's just like he needs a push now. This is the end of his career, man. Like you had your being the best in the world, and then you're like fall from grace a bit, and now people are challenging you again. Like, it's time to rise up. Let's win some shit. Like,
yeah.
Let's win some.
All right, so let's talk quickly about the Bournemouth game coming up. League Cup Wednesday. Probably Klopp's going to make massive changes.
I fully expect wholesale changes. I mean, that's where our depth lies right now. So, like, we have to make those changes. Like, we don't win multiple competitions, or like we don't get through the early phases of things unless we change. So, but we have the depth to do that. We are actually kind of healthy squad.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great to actually
it's
say?
Fucking, yeah, it's like,
even though we've got, you know, Thiago, who's in no man's land, Bajcetic, who's a young lad, he'll come back, yeah, I think, in the next couple of weeks. But
like, when we look at the actual squad of like what's been being able to draw from for the past few months or like whatever, like, yeah, it feels like we are healthy, we're robust. Like, we have two squads to like kind of do things like, you know, 9, 10, 11, like, you know. We can change things.
Our mate Ralph wants to say hello.
Oh, no.
Come on, lads.
Okay. Cheers.
What a win today.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, well done, yeah. All right. What do you want?
Beer. Heart.
Black Velvet, please.
Black Velvet.
Yeah, thank you.
Heart.
Okay.
He's a wonderful human being. He's an old schooler. But yeah, it's good win today. You know, let's carry it on Wednesday. Beat Bournemouth, and we have Luton away in their tiny ground,
Man,
which I think's great.
I'd love to be there.
I know.
What a day out.
Did you ever see the video where they're showing where you're coming down the steps into the stadium, but there's also the like people living around it, and there were somebody had been
going through someone's garden.
No, somebody was in the bathtub, and they were like, "We're all seeing you in the bathtub." Thanks for that. I mean,
I believe it. Yeah, it's like those types of grounds are like they're
Bread
one of the
butter.
romantic parts of watching English football. Like,
exactly,
everyone's kind of little town is in their back garden or whatever. I mean, it's like Craven Cottage is one of my favorite grounds of all time, just because it's there on the river.
What you feel like you're right on the pitch as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great thing, you know. Apart from, you know, these great stadiums that we all have, when you're way up, when you're in these little 25,000 capacity stadiums like Luton, you feel like you're really on the pitch.
They can hear you,
the players,
right? Yeah. Like, yeah, the players can hear you tell them how shit they are.
Oh my God!
Which is
anyways,
oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Oh, you didn't, but yeah, it's great to have Justin back in town. He's a lifelong Liverpool supporter I've known for many years, the early years of Ashley.
My life began at 19, but yeah. It's
in Austin, Texas, at the old Fado, and just enjoying football, still enjoying football. But anyways, a 3-0 win against Notts Forest today. We've got Bournemouth on Wednesday. Hopefully, you know, another good win on, so I guess from me and Justin, say thank you from the pub today. But please like, subscribe, notifications on, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao.